Hey guys, I'm Imanshu and I'm gonna give an informative speech on the Great Wall of China. So, you must have heard about the Great Wall of China. It's one of the seven wonders of the world. It's a wall present in the northern part of China, some of it in south part also, and it's a military marvel and it has witnessed many wars. Now, me as an Indian, I've visited Taj Mahal, one of the other great seven wonders, and the second seven wonders which I want to visit is, of course, the Great Wall because it's very close to me and also it's just majestic. So, in order to keep this informative speech easier to understand, I have divided it into three subpoints, three parts. First is what's the location of the wall, how long the wall is, and its structure. Second, I will be talking about why the wall was built in first place. And third, I will be talking about how people have related stories with the wall, what's the value of the wall, and how majestic it is. So, the wall is not just one wall, first of all. I was also confused by this. But yeah, the wall is not just one wall, it's many walls, it's a lot of walls. Most of them are in North China, above Beijing, and some of them are in South China as well, the southern Great Wall. So I'll be talking about the North Great Wall because most of it is there. So North Great Wall spans from East China to almost the start of the Gobi Desert. So East China is like the coast of the China on the east. So you can imagine a map of China, the coast of China on the east, and it spans till the almost start of the Gobi Desert above Beijing. So it is around 22,000 kilometers long, and that's a long distance. So when you like sum up all the distance of all the walls which I talked about, since it's many walls, so they sum up to be 22,000 kilometers long. Now talking about the height of the wall and the dimension. So mostly on average the wall is 30-meter high. So 30 feet high, sorry. If you are a 6 feet person, then if you stand in front of the wall, it would be like 5 times as high as you. So that's pretty high dimension for a wall. And at the base, it's around 25 feet broad. So at the base also, it's quite broad. Now coming back to the length of the wall, since it's so long, because of that many of its past parts are still unexplored. So for example, I was watching a documentary recently, and in that documentary they were analyzing some parts of the wall which were present in the Gobi Desert area. So in that area, the wall was so deteriorated. It was built around 2000 years ago. It was so deteriorated that it didn't look anywhere similar to the familiar wall which we have seen in photos or the wall which is present around Beijing, right, where most of the tourists visit. So that's how long the wall is. Now coming to why the wall was built. So for that, we'll have to go into the ancient China around 220 BC, around 2200 years from now ago. So at that time, there were people known as Hans and barbarians. So those people, they didn't have any farming land. And because of that, they used to invade the Chinese villages when the wall was not there. They used to invade Chinese villages on a frequent basis. They used to kill, murder, rape for food and wealth. And that was just barbaric from their side. And because of that, the Chinese emperor, he was very concerned. And so he decided that we should build a wall in order to stop them. And that's how the building of the walls was started. Now you must be feeling like, okay, so that Chinese emperor must be the one who built the entire wall, but he was not the one who built the entire wall. He was just the one who started the wall. So that dynasty was Chen dynasty when the wall started building. So he built the wall around in the central part of China to protect the main area. But later in the centuries to come, many other dynasties came and they built walls more around China. But because of the weather, because of natural conditions, the wall deteriorated at some parts. So in 15th century, the emperor called Chan Tian, he rebuilt the wall at the places where it got deteriorated, and he also built new walls. And most of the credit has been gone to him for making the wall great again. Now talking about the Great Wall of China's purpose, how it served the purpose. So it stopped the enemies because it didn't allow them to enter without any permission. So how did it serve its purpose? How did it warn the people of the enemies coming? So the wall is like simple wall, but it has towers in the middle. After every few meters, it has towers, and those towers allow the soldiers to stand on them and look out for enemies. And when they spotted any enemy, they used to signal the other tower, which is more inside towards the hinterland of China, and that tower used to relay the smoke to the other tower, and that's how the entire signal, the smoke signal, was relayed to the main part of China. And once they got that signal, they would take important army decisions and what to do about all this. So that's how the Great Wall of China, they saved the people, and it saved the Chinese empire for a long time. It was so, because of these dynasties, it was built for over 1700 years. It is estimated it was built for over 1700 years, and that's a long time. Now, coming to the value of the wall, like how people see the wall. Now, there are both kind of views, good views as well as bad views. As I've talked, the good views, of course, are that the wall has protected them from invaders and it has served its purpose pretty well. But there are some bad views also, like the many people died in the making of the wall, and they were brutally treated, as the stories say. And because of that, they died, and also they were buried in the Great Wall of China only. And some people say that it did more harm than good, because it didn't allow the passengers, the travelers who were coming from the Silk Road, to enter into China. So talking about Silk Road is basically a road which connected many great empires at that time, many great civilizations of that time, 1000 years old, 2000 years old, like the Chinese civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, the Egyptian civilization, those sort of civilization. It was very important for traveling as well as trade purposes. So, but we cannot forget, there are views about everything, positive, negative, but we also cannot forget that this wall is just way ahead of its time. At that time, they were able to build such a creation that protected them for so many years, and it's still intact now at many places, and that's just marvelous. So, in conclusion, I talked about how the wall is, where does it span from, how long it is, how much time it took to make the wall, what are its dimensions, how tall, how broad it is, and it's so long that it's still unexplored at many places. Then I talked about what's the purpose of the wall, why did they even make the wall? To protect them from invaders, to protect them from other enemies as well, and it really served its purpose very well. And how was it built? By many dynasties over a long period, and that's why it's not just one wall, it's many walls, right? And after that, I talked about the value of the wall, that how the wall is good for many people, is while as well as there are many other stories which are linked to it, that how it was barbaric, but it's fine. Now, since the wall is so long and so huge, it's the only man-made creation which is visible from outer space. Even astronauts are able to see that. So it's the only man-made creation even until now. That's how majestic it is. And it's a great tourist place. It attracts many people all around the world, of maybe young, maybe old, all kind of people. And it attracts them and also tell them about the Chinese history. For the Chinese people, it's a symbol of protection because it has protected them for many years. And for the other people, it is a symbol of Chinese ancient history. Thank you.